Welcome back to Power Lunch, everybody. Time now for some technical support. Our chartist today is Craig Johnson, and we're going to do something special today. You may have heard a great wide-ranging interview with J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon earlier today, so he'll set up all of our topics. First up, let's listen to Dimon's thought on China.
Anyone who's looking to invest in there has to be a little worried. So, the risk reward has changed dramatically. And of course, it's a company like J.P. Morgan. I always say when it comes to foreign policy, Blinken decides, and the president. I salute. I'm an American patriot, but they want us there. They're not asking American companies to leave. And being a premier bank in China helps us educate the government. It helps us educate the world about China. We bank, I'm going to say, 1,000 multinationals in China. So we obviously got to be very careful. And the laws have changed, and we have to change with the laws, both in China and America. And we're actively doing that.
All right, a pretty benign view there, Craig, on China. How would you play it?
Well, let's just take a look at the chart that we've got here. This long-term chart of China suggests it's been in this long-term downtrend for an extended period of time. And when we look at this chart, we can also see that all we're doing is just consolidating down here, Tyler. We're not doing anything. We're below the 50, the 200-day moving averages. And this looks like, sort of to us, this is not the best place to be if we're trying to make money. China does not appear to be working, and the downtrend is still very much intact here for KWeb.
No.
And the biggest holdings inside of here, like Tencent and Baba, these other names, they also look like they're breaking down, ready to take another leg lower. So
nothing in this chart says buy.
Nothing in this chart says buy. I'd rather buy here in the U.S. There's a lot better looking charts here in the U.S.
All right, next up, let's listen to what Jamie Dimon had to say about Bitcoin this morning, maybe for the last time ever.
Now, my last statement, the last time I ever talk about Bitcoin, is I defend your right to do Bitcoin. I think, it's okay. I don't want to tell you what to do. So my personal advice would be don't get involved. But I don't want to tell any one of you what to do. It's a free country.
It's a free country. It's a free country, Craig. We know what he thinks of Bitcoin, but a lot of people have made a lot of money in it lately.
Tyler, I'll tell you, I'll take the opposite trade of Jamie Dimon on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. From my perspective, if people want to trade them, they can trade them. I think there's a lot of opportunities here. I look at the chart here of Bitcoin, and we've made a huge looking base here on cryptocurrencies. And at this point in time, we've broken back above this sort of resistance level, and we're setting ourselves for the next leg up. We got to keep in mind what they just said the other week. You got approval. We're now starting to get Bitcoin ETFs, spot ETFs. That's going to ultimately be a driver for cryptocurrencies.
Create demand.
And there's going to be a pickup in demand. And you can use these kind of products to exchange. I think a lot of countries around the world that lack banking can use cryptocurrencies. And that's where I think Bitcoin will ultimately continue to keep working.
All right, well, Jamie Dimon on line 6 for Mr. Johnson here.
I'll take that call all day long.
All right, lastly, Dimon seems a little worried about the U.S. economy. Let's listen.
I think it's a mistake to assume that everything's hunky-dory. And, and when stock markets are up, it's kind of like this little drug we all feel. Like, it's just great, But remember, we've had so much fiscal and monetary stimulation. So I'm a little more on the cautious side, that we are facing a lot of things in 24 or 25.
All right, concerns on the horizon for the next 2 years. What does that say about his company, J.P. Morgan, if he thinks the economy is less than hunky-dory?
Yeah, so from my perspective, if I look at all the bank stocks at this point in time, I'm a little more constructive on the bank stocks, Tyler, than we've been in a while. And as I look at like J.P. Morgan, it's done well. It's performed well. You can see how we've been making these series of higher highs and higher lows on the charts. And we've kind of made this nice upward trending channel. I will tell you, though, Citigroup has outperformed J.P. Morgan coming off of the October lows of last year. But I do think as we move forward into 2024, with rate cuts expected from the Fed, we will see the financial stocks do well. The yield curve, 2 to 10 spread, is very close to inverting into a positive sloping curve for the first time we've seen in a while. That should be positive for financials, should be a positive for the banks and J.P. Morgan stock, too. This is one I would continue to keep buying.
All right, Craig. He'll call you now and say what a great guy you are.
I'm sure he will. He'd be happy to hear those positive comments on his stock.
Absolutely.